Cowabunga dudes, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Snack Bite. I'm your co-host, Brady Cardia. Call me a lot of things, just don't call me a mutant. I'm here with...
What up, guys? It's pizza time, bitches. My name's Ryan Hernet, aka Konoha Cafe, and we got the... You might have noticed we have the Ninja Turtle colors today. What? You can probably gather what we're going to talk about. Very, very excited. Brady, what did we wake up at 7 a.m. to watch today?
So at 7 a.m. we were like, you know what? Let's go see a good old matinee. We went on our app to go get the tickets. Like 30% off. Oh boy, that's a deal.
Well, slap my dick around and call me a biscuit.
I guess you could do that. Anyway, yeah, so we saw the new Ninja Turtle movie produced by the Forever Kid, Seth,
Rogen.
I was about to say Seth MacFarlane. That's the Family Guy dad. Anyway, we saw the new Ninja Turtle movie, Mutant Mayhem, and it was pretty good. You know?
It was a cowabunga out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of explain my own thoughts on it, but like, it's a movie. It's a kid's movie. You gotta go in with a kid's mindset. It's like, oh my gosh, okay. There might be a fart joke here and there, but like, it's a Ninja Turtle
or a throw up joke.
There was a lot of like fart and throw up jokes, or just like someone mispronouncing a word wrong, and they're like, yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
But
and they're gonna milk you. Like, oh, Dad, we don't have nipples.
And then they call back the same joke like 4 times, like
5 times.
We do have nipples, or something like that.
I told you they're gonna milk you.
But anyway, yeah, we saw the Ninja Turtle movie by our Forever Kid, Seth Rogen.
Joe Rogan.
No. Seth MacFarlane. And like, yeah, we have our thoughts. So Ryan, let's do a little rundown.
Do you want me to start? Or you want to start?
I said Ryan, give us a little rundown.
Oh,
so
my
I'm assuming
apologies.
I want you to start.
Let's see. Its strengths were its uniqueness. Mm-hmm. So you need to let go of any preconceived notions you have about the Ninja Turtles before you go into this. It's not your Michael Bay. It's not your 90s. It's not like anything you've seen before. This one is so gosh darn unique, but it has a whole ton of hearts. Mm-hmm. I would say its biggest strengths, in my opinion, was when the actual turtles were interacting, like Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, Nardo, and then Raph.
You love that joke. That joke's in the trailers, but Ryan loves that joke.
I do, yeah. I actually ended up stopped watching the trailers because I felt like they're showing so much. So
I think with kid movies, they don't hold back on trailers because they're like, okay, we're just gonna show everything.
Right.
But yeah, like when it's like Oppenheimer, they didn't show anything.
Or they kind of misled us a little bit. They think it's more about explosions than it really was.
Oh, so true. Yeah.
You didn't see it, huh?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh, you
I saw Ninja Turtles, though.
Fan. No, don't waste your time. I mean, what if there's a director's cut of Oppenheimer that was like 2 hours instead of 3? That'd be nice.
I think I would go see that.
Yeah.
3 hours is just too much. But Ninja Turtles wasn't 3. It was a good
hour and a half.
40. Yeah, it was an hour. It actually went by super fast.
So another strength I liked was that was like the soundtrack. I think it was really dope.
I thought it was groovy. You know, it wasn't like, there's always a difference between like, let's say Across the Survivors. I thought that was a hype soundtrack. It was super hype. Maybe lean more on the groovy side. But like this soundtrack, it wasn't like super like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. It was like a chill, groovy movie.
Yeah, it was
like
cool.
Even like their big
chill.
action scene. You probably know the scene I'm talking about, where like they like, it's kind of like that hallway fight. Not really a hallway fight, but yeah, you thought like they were gonna play some like action music. It was more of like a vibey jazz.
Yeah,
type of music.
it was a remix of a song.
Yeah,
and it was like a what's it called? Soulful. That's the word I'm looking for.
It was kind of soulful. Like you would think like, okay, they're gonna play some like super cool rap things here, and they didn't. What's actually not like a bad thing actually, because it was like just a different tone and a different vibe compared to like other type of action movies.
Yeah. Brady, tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the movie.
So here's my
and
thoughts.
Also like, how did you prepare for the Ninja Turtles? Did you wake up in the morning, go into a little ball like you were a turtle, and then your wife was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And you're like, I'm
focusing.
I'm channeling my inner turtle.
My inner
and she's like, well,
Raphael.
And she's like, can you fucking do that outside? I'm trying to get ready.
Just in 120-degree weather outside. But
I am Raphael.
Anyway, so this is kind of my basic rundown of this movie. I thought it was a cool movie. Stacked movie. Absolutely stacked. Every celebrity you could possibly think of aren't in this movie, but there's a lot of good.
The guest list was, or like the guest voice actors was insane.
And I think that was like one of the main drawing factors to get people in. Like, so and so's in this movie, so everybody's like, okay, I'll go see Mr. Beast 4 lines in there.
Yeah.
Or
Paul Rudd apparently.
I don't know what Paul Rudd was.
I don't know what he was either.
The lizard guy.
Maybe
if he was a super groovy lizard guy. But anyway, I don't think this movie is bad at all. It's definitely a different interpretation of the Ninja Turtles, but I thought it was a super fun movie. At the end of the day, in my mind, it's kind of stuck as like it's more of a kid-friendly movie. What I did love what they did with it is like sometimes with Ninja Turtles you go through their origin, you'll have like a full origin like movie or show, and then kind of skips to them being action-packed ninja guys. Now it's like they're not even fully like Ninja Turtles yet because they're like 15, so like they just turned 15 and like they're just starting their ninja journey. Like they know a little bit about ninjing and like all that, but like they've never gone out to the outside, or they got out to the outside.
They've never been to a real fight either.
They've never been into a real fight, so this is truly like some people kind of like, or some movies kind of show their like origin story. This was the whole thing was their origin story. Like this whole movie was like, yeah, you kind of fast forward the slime and their kid stuff a little bit, but like their ninja fighting and stuff was really the ooze. It just flows off the tongue a little better, ooze. But I think I did like that it was a little bit more on the origin,
right.
And like it's just not out the bat they're flinging stuff, because like the Michael Bay ones, they're grown ass men. Yeah,
it's misleading to call them teenagers.
And it's also crazy because they're all just Hulks.
They feel like 30.
They're all just Hulks. Like in this movie, you're like, okay, it looks like they could flip over a car.
Like baby Shreks. They call them baby Shreks.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Geico
the Gecko lizards.
Yeah, the Geico lizard or gecko. But like the Michael Bay ones, they're this huge hulking thing, and like there's this one in like the second Michael Bay one where like Raphael flips over a truck with one hand like easily, and then like he jumps out of the back of a truck because his shell's broken, but then he like slams his shell onto another truck and the truck like folds over and crashes. And like you're not seeing these Ninja Turtles do that. These are your more classic not everyday man Ninja Turtles, but like they could fight off 10 to 20 dudes, but they're not taking on a whole military army.
Right. So definitely more like a street level threats for these guys. Let me kind of go over some of the things I didn't love about it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think the only thing I didn't quite love was like the bad guys didn't feel super strong.
No. They turned really easily at the end. They were like, "We're not bad anymore."
April was chill. I thought that they not only turned her around, but they turned her around a couple of times. Like very, very different feeling character, but also they had to age her down to kind of match the turtles a little bit.
I did like her. So April O'Neil, she's a little bit different on this one. She's not your classic April O'Neil. They kind of just drew her differently, and she just looks very differently, and she acts very differently. What I did like about her, I didn't like a lot of things about her, to be honest. I didn't like a lot of things about her. What I did like, it was kind of like her in her origin to becoming like a news anchor woman type thing, because like in this, like she would have anxiety and throw up if she's ever on screen. She just wanted to be behind the scenes, like journalism and stuff. But this kind of showed, like, okay, this is how like she got her start. It's like she got the like drive to like be on the TV and stuff like that. So I did like that, but I thought her character design was a little whack. You said in the movie that she looks like a brick. She just kind of like she just looks like a brick, and then like.
She did. She was like squared up.
Yeah, she's just squared up, and Leonardo has like a weird love interest with her.
Crush. It's called a crush. A love interest is called a crush.
Yeah, okay, a crush for her. And like I don't think that ever goes well when a Ninja Turtle has like a love crush with a human character in these movies. The Michael Bay one, Michelangelo had one with April, and it was just weird and creepy. Or like, okay, this doesn't really make sense. Maybe something for the later movies, but I'm like,
well, it's sort of like when a person has a love for like a furry. You know, a furry one has a love for like a anthropomorphic animal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it is funny because she gives him,
love is love, man.
She gives him the hard like, no,
like,
yeah, we're
and
friends.
we're gonna try to keep it spoiler free, but yeah, it doesn't go over well.
Yeah, but I didn't mind her, but I wasn't like, wow, she's a great part of this movie. She was like
she moved the movie forward.
Yeah, she was like kind of the device in the movie. It's like, okay,
interesting.
To get to this part, to get to this part, we need her to do this to help the turtles, and like she did do good things. There was parts of the movies where she was helpful. I don't think she was one of those like tsundere type of characters teenagers who are like, oh, I can't do anything.
If you're watching this and you don't know what tsundere is, it's my least favorite kind of woman. It's a person who is purposely rude and mean to someone or the protagonist or someone they might like.
Yeah, and they're not helpful.
That's their way of showing that they like them is being mean and rude.
Yeah, totally.
And that's my least favorite kind
of woman. A couple of different things. I thought what they did great, because I just don't want to dog on it, because I don't think it was a bad movie at all. What I think they did great was, like, they feel like teenagers. They feel...
Finally, right.
Like, finally. Like, it's been a while since they felt like teenagers, but they feel like younger than teenagers, but I don't think that's a crime at all.
Like middle school almost.
Yeah, they feel like middle school, very like freshmen. You know those freshmen like in high school is like, oh, you're a little too much. These were these guys, but like when you're with your 4 homies or your 4 brothers, like you have no filter. You just say stuff. You make like weird New York accent jokes and stuff like that.
Right, and it helped that their chemistry, the 4 kids and the 4 characters in the movie were... Their chemistry felt awesome.
I think it felt awesome, and they weren't trying to determine, like, they hinted at, like, okay, so this turtle has certain quirks and stuff, and this turtle has certain quirks and stuff.
Raphael is violent, and Leonardo wants to be a leader.
But it was just, like, small hints of, like, this is what makes them unique. It wasn't like, oh, my God, this is...
I'm the smart one!
Yeah, like, in the Michael Bay does, like, they almost got it in the Michael Bay one, but then they just fumble the ball. So, like, Donatello, the smart purple one, in the Michael Bay one, he's filled head to toe with all these gears and gadgets, and like that's supposed to show you like, oh, he's the nerd or whatever. This one, like, you kind of sense like, oh yeah, he's mentioned that one thing about anime. He's most likely a nerd, because like I think these characters are still trying to figure themselves out, and like we're kind of figuring out these.
You're right though. You're right though. It didn't
force it.
Yeah, exactly. There are subtle hints of them coming into their character.
Yeah.
I forgot what else I was gonna say, but they presented a very real like story element, like right from the get go, and this isn't like a big spoiler, but basically the turtles, they want a normal freaking life. They like human society. They want to be part of like the drive-in movies. They want to be part of the school dances.
What is crazy, like that's always that element in like the other Ninja Turtles, but it's never the driving force. They're always like, oh, okay, there's a human world and we're gonna help the human world. But like it was really cool because it's like a pre-origin. Because in the other movies, they're like, okay, we're heroes. We're not trying to be here to like get fame or this. But in this movie, it shows them like, okay, we're here to be loved and get fame and like have everybody celebrate us. So it was kind of cool and kind of sad, like seeing them like, oh, no one's gonna accept us and everybody hates us and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that was kind of heartbreaking to a degree. I thought Ice Cube's character, Superfly, was very menacing. I thought it was good. What did you think about Master Splinter? I know you probably have a strong opinion about him.
You know what? He grew on me. Most Master Splinters I don't like. The only Master Splinter I like is from 2007, 2003, that one anime one on 4Kids. Mm-hmm. That's the only Master Splinter I like. I really like. A couple of them are just like weird.
I like that I like in this one, he watched a bunch of workout videos and like instructional videos.
That's the thing I always think about. It's a cartoon. Don't overthink it. It's a cartoon. I always have to tell myself that. Yeah. But then
how does a rat watch a VHS?
Well, that and like my analytical opinion, because some interpretations of Master Splinter, like he was in Rise of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he was a martial arts like human. Then he turned into a rat. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's why he's so good at it. And then there's some where like, oh, his owner was a martial artist, and he was copying what his owner.
I remember
did.
that one.
Yeah, he was copying what his owner did. This interpretation is like, oh, this one and a couple other ones, they're like, oh, he just found some martial arts stuff and he taught himself. I'm like, you don't get that good at martial arts just by teaching. Like, this one was like just...
Maybe his life depended on it a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. And they're also mutants, so like they're like elevated to like a higher standard of like physical capability and stuff like that. But I'm like, you're going to learn that much from like a Bruce Lee movie? What... You mentioned something. Kind of disappointed. They didn't use Jackie Chan movies. And
yeah, so Jackie Chan... for it. Jackie Chan played Master Splinter, and he did a good job, in my opinion.
Yeah, they just should have showed his movies.
It would have been funny if during the montage of them learning like karate and ninjutsu and stuff like that was that if they watched Jackie Chan, they used real film, and actually a lot of parts of this movie they had Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and they had a lot of free actual workout.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of workout videos and like martial art videos.
They incorporated the real world.
And they didn't use Jackie Chan movies, which is, whatever. I mean, they probably didn't want to go and ask Lionsgate and like, and like Universal for rights.
Yeah, it's probably they just totally. Here's something. What do you think about the artwork? So me and you, we're both artists. What do you think about the animation, the artwork? Because I feel like there's been a lot of stuff like this, but nothing quite like this.
It felt a little bit like close to Mitch. If I had to choose one movie, it was like maybe a little bit like Mitchell's versus the Machines, a little bit.
I would say that, or it's a less cleaned up version of Puss in Boots.
Like
because
a grittier version.
It's a grittier, more scrappier. Like you see the sketches and stuff. Like Puss in Boots, if you ever seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, I think it's called. It has very like painted backgrounds, very painted, elegant.
You see the strokes and stuff.
This one is like scribble scrabble. They actually did come out and say this is to emulate like a kid's drawing of like what he thinks this world kind of looks.
And they did a good job. I like that their proportions were always correct.
Yeah, the
like
humans and I think everything in this, they kind of look like weird and grotesque, and like that doesn't look like a cool human. I don't want to hang out with that human.
And you know what? I'm okay with that because
they all kind of look like One Piece characters.
Pixar is the king of like having everything look super pretty or unique, but like still really well done and polished, and that's great. But we've had that for so long. For so long, we've had that. So it's cool to see this along with like Puss in Boots, along with like Across the Spider-Verse, like stepping out of their normal.
I do love how they're all different. Yeah, I do love how like every new animation movie, what's coming out, like the big hitters, they're all a little bit different. And
even Super Mario to a degree.
Yeah, they're just a little different in their own like animation like styles and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I do love that. And like yes, it was a little weird, but it was also like really cool.
Plug it into your snack bar. What do you give this?
Honestly, I'm gonna give this movie a fun. Just because I gave it this rating doesn't mean it's not fun. So I'm gonna give it a fun 6.5 out of 10.
Sure.
So like it's fun, it's enjoyable. There's definitely like it's a kid movie, so don't go in thinking like there's not going to be fart jokes and like milking jokes and stuff like that.
And more throw up jokes than I imagine, and also nipple jokes.
Yeah, and also like you got to see throw up too. It's like oh wow, I'm seeing every single chunk that you're throwing up. But honestly, 6.5 out of 10. Don't think it's a bad movie. I just think it's like. It's not my favorite interpretation of the Turtles, but that's because I'm a Turtle fan.
And there's more coming out, too. Like, maybe you'll like them more later, because, like, Across the Spider-Verse in my opinion, definitely destroyed the first one. Mm-hmm. Maybe the second one for you will beat out the first one.
And that's what I'm thinking. I think, for me personally, I love, like, your ideal interpretation of the Turtles. The only thing what, like, brought these Turtles back to the normal Turtles was, like, they like pizza and they're ninjas. Like and they did say Cowabunga once, but like that's why I understand like okay, this is like their origin story. Like they're not gonna start riding skateboards and scooters around. They're not really that great at martial arts just yet. So like this is their origin of them finding out like what they all personally like.
Yeah, and they're starting out like real small. They have like one or two inventions. They're trying to be leaders. They're trying to be the strongest dude.
It was definitely origin because now that I'm even thinking about it, like Donnie is like he is the tech guy, he is the driver and stuff, and like they were hinting at this movie, like he's learning, like he's like, oh, maybe I am good at driving, I am good at all this like tech stuff.
And like I said, if you didn't like this one, there's a chance you might like it later. There's a series coming out for this same story, and there's another movie coming out already in the works for this same story and everything.
Yeah. So Ryan, what you put in your snack meter bar?
Snacking. Plugging this one into the snack bar. I'm gonna give this one 8 Cowabungas out of 10. I liked it a lot. I liked how unique it was. I really enjoyed the dynamic of the four turtles. Everything was so different, and I liked that a lot. I think the weakest aspect, in my opinion, were the bad guys.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like some of the composition, I don't think we ever saw it during the day. I think it was always at night. I think.
Yeah, but the turtles have, most of the turtles like they're.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing. It's kind of like how you don't see Batman during the day.
Well, like there's shots during the day in Batman, as Bruce Wayne. I liked it a lot. I like how it shed light on an aspect of them being teenagers that's very real. You know, they just want to be dudes. They just want to be kids. And so that was really
definitely
cool.
The ending. It like turns something what we haven't really seen the turtles like put in a situation like that. Like the very ending where they go to that one place and they're like, You probably know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
Like we've never seen the turtles in that situation, and like I think that's fun to watch. It's like it's a new environment for these turtles.
You got to tell me after, so I can know what you're talking about.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. I enjoyed it. We got 6.5 and 8 over here. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're a Ninja fan, go watch it. If you're a Turtle fan, go watch it. If you're a Mutant fan, go watch it. Yeah.
All right, that's it. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the snack bite, and make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the other fun stuff. We're trying to post as many shorts as possible, so make sure to follow us.
We're trying to pull as many shorties as possible.
Exactly.
Hey, but he's locked down though, so just hit me up, shorties.
Exactly. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And cowabunga, dudes.
Cowabunga, bitches. Let's get on out of here. I have places to be. Yeah, places to be. Let's go.
You should put the Ninja Turtle theme songs.